Ladies and gentlemen, it's great to be here, but I have shocking news, boys. Koshi has quit Sunrise. Some bloke who was apparently a board member at Carlton has quit Carlton. And Mark McGowan has quit the state of Western Australia. I am Benry, here to talk you through what this means for the great game of Australian rules football. It's Barely Touched Him, episode 14. I am joined by Corey. I wish I knew how to quit you. Daffin, how are you, mate?
G'day, mate.
And I'm also joined, as always, by Joel. I wish I knew how to quit shit multis. Brinnick, how are you, mate?
G'day, gorgeous.
Yes. How was your day, boys? How are you all feeling?
Not bad.
Excited for the potty.
been a big
episode
weekend.
14.
Big weekend of upsets.
A big weekend of upsets.
Yeah.
I think I won our tipping. Did I get the most?
You and I were even.
We were both. Did we both get 6?
We both got 5.
Five.
Sorry,
I thought I got
turned
6.
off over the after the Saints game.
Yeah, look,
happened.
we'll get to
Joel got a magical 3.
a magical 3. So
No, I got 4.
You did not?
I think you got 3. Corey is the oracle. He has the information.
Oh shit!
Boys,
1.
are you disputing the oracle?
I thought I went Adelaide.
Joel tried to take
You
it
did not.
upstairs. Score review. Can we just check that Joel did in fact get 3 instead of 4? Anyway, what a week in footy, boys. What a week in footy. General, how you going? I had a lovely moment today. Not only thanks to Joel for giving me a lift over with the great tunes in his car. We were listening to a bit of Good Charlotte on the way over here. But,
Awful? Just awful?
No, it was Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous. Decent song. You can't get around even the trash Good Charlotte? Well, you'll hate this then. I was going down Lake Munga Drive today. Very scenic. Very nice. And as you know, I'm new to driving. I've
You are?
only just got my license. So now I'm like, if I get a task to go and drive to this place and pick something up at work, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, that's great. I'll be a
You'll get
driver,
over that
man.
pretty quick.
I'll do it. And had to drive to Subi and back, and then went going down Lake Munga Drive. My phone ran out of battery, so I couldn't run the tunes off of that. I flicked over to Triple M, and usually if you're flicking over to Triple M Rocks Footy, you're getting Barnesy, and you're getting
Pies and ACDC.
Pies and ACDC, you're getting fucking,
That's not our pie. That's meat pies.
Aussie Crawl. Yes, of course. Which is fine. I like that music, but
As do I.
I guess during the day at, 2 o'clock or whatever, it was Last Night by Good Charlotte came on. I was fucking frothing it. And then straight after Last Night was Welcome to My Life by Simple Plan.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And I was...
See, that stuff's getting retro now.
It is... I was like, am I an old man now? If the Triple M algorithm is hitting me perfectly...
I saw Simple Plan play live once.
How
and
were they?
They left the stage after 3 songs because the crowd was relentlessly throwing trash at them.
Did you throw trash?
I did. I was only 14 or 15. It was at Rocket
And
in
you're
Joondalup.
throwing trash at people at a concert.
Well,
it's peer pressure, I guess.
I happened to step on a glass bottle that was like a hip flask size,
So you
Okay.
threw it.
and I just chucked
You
it.
glassed Simple Plan.
Yeah, well, someone hit the drum, the bass drum, and the drummer shit it, and then someone hit the lead singer, and they abused the crowd for a second, and then left.
So they played 3 songs.
Yep.
Did they sound like ass? Like, were they bad?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, okay.
'cause
You were
I
young.
I hated them at the time. I was like, "Ah."
Who were you there to see at that festival,
Well,
if you remember?
it was headlined by Green Day.
Oh,
and this was
okay.
right around American Idiot, so it was a
I mean,
huge
they're
world tour.
Green Day are a bit harder than Simple Plan, but not by much.
If I'm not mistaken, it's the year that Blink-182 was supposed to co-headline, but Travis Barker wouldn't get on the plane.
he doesn't like planes,
Do you
doesn't
think
he?
he'll get on the plane this time to come to Perth?
Well, supposedly so. So apparently he's been doing therapy and stuff. Right?
Well, if he would need therapy being married to a Kardashian, I would think.
Well, it's his sister apparently died in a plane crash or something.
Oh,
that's why
now I feel bad.
That's
for
why
him.
he's never.
Now we're
But I'm
arseholes.
still giving him shit. He's married to, I think,
Yes.
Kourtney Kardashian, I want to say.
Who cares?
Look, they
Is that the
are.
hot one?
They're all hot, Joel. Like,
How
let's
was the
be real.
weekend? Good weekend?
Good weekend. Yeah, no, the weekend was good. The footy was good.
Yeah, I was down in
lots of
Mandurah
upsets.
weekend. It was a friend of the show and my brother, Brody's 21st.
Shout out Brody. Happy
out,
21st
Brody.
to you.
Happy
Did you guys get on it?
The monster of the Colts League.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. And the absolute scenes during the Freo Melbourne game.
Oh, he would have been up and about. He's a big Freo fan,
He
bro.
was losing it.
Yeah.
He was legitimately losing it.
Well,
So-
there's a lot to get fucking excited about,
it
and
was
that
great.
is a good segue to get into the results if we have them. And I realise that Joel doesn't have a phone in front of him.
I do.
I have
It's
a.
here.
Oh, you do. You want to thought to? Okay, all right, Joel. Yep. All right,
Yeah.
okay. Quickly. Be
Quickly.
seamless about it, Joel.
Oh,
You've got to
mate.
fill this dead air.
It's very
We've chucked you in the
natural.
middle. You've got to step up to the
Look
plate
at this
here.
suit I'm wearing. Oh, anyone that can't see, I've got
Yeah,
this
well,
like, short sleeve flamingo
Joel
suit
was
on.
like, wear something loud, and he's wearing some flamingo number, and I'm wearing my Bundy Rum shirt, and Corey's just wearing very drab, very dark.
Speaking of drab and dark, Carlton losing by 26 points on Friday night to the Swans.
Yeah, look, it's
It was a stinker.
It is now at the point where I am feeling sorry for Carlton, but
I'm
also
not.
Almost.
really enjoying the memes.
It's funny.
I don't know how to feel. Are they going to finish 14th?
Did you see the video of the fella that took the day off work to stand at the front of the Carlton HQ?
No.
Oh my
What
word!
was? Did he have a picket, like a placard? Was
Yeah,
he
he's
striking?
just like a kind of half Darrow everyman looking bloke. And they interviewed him, and he said, "Oh, they got to know, they got to see us. Like,
Yeah.
we're members.
Us, and it's just him there.
I took the day off work just to come down here." And so they could see us, and it's just him.
It's just him.
It's just
Oh,
him. Imagine
man.
taking the day off work to go
It's
down
like
to
the
HQ
last
and
days
eyeball
of
the
the
players.
anti-vax protest when there was like only when the lockdowns were over and there was only like 10 of them just going through the CBD.
You love
They still
to
go
watch
now.
it, eh?
Do they still do
They
those
still go
protests?
now.
That's
Yep.
what this guy's vibe is.
I've seen them as recently as a couple of weeks ago.
Oh God, what do we all reckon of this game, Sydney Carlton?
Harry
Shocking.
Mackay's got issues.
Big time, and he's been offered help to
Yeah.
deal with these issues.
Matthew Lloyd did
Yeah.
a pretty interesting breakdown of
saw
his,
that.
of his kicking action.
I saw
and
that.
A lot of a lot of these guys, these older key forwards, say that they'll go down there and give him a hand or whatever. But the little breakdown that Lloydo did was actually pretty good.
It was very insightful.
Yeah.
It was not. It was very
backed up with videos.
Yeah, it was very unbiased, just a way of looking at it. It's like, this is the way he's running, what direction he's running in is away from the goal.
He
and he's
even-
moving the ball a lot as he's running up.
Yeah.
So it's just too
He
many
compared
variables.
He compared it a lot to the similar problems that Buddy had, and Jason
Yes.
Dunstall fixed them up really, really early on.
It's keeping things. It's a lot like a golf swing.
I think it's also mental as well for him now.
Yeah, that too. Imagine, look, we don't know what it's like to fucking kick a ball in front of 80,000 people at
But
the
to
MCG.
his credit, he is drop punting a lot more.
Yeah,
Which-
yeah.
Still going at 33%.
Which is
I
what-
really want him to turn it around because he's won a fucking Coleman. He can do it. Like, he's not a bad player by any stretch.
But
he's
they
an
also
amazing
target
mark.
him more
like-
than they target Charlie, which I
Yeah.
think is ridiculous because one of them's kicking a lot better than the other.
Yeah, Charlie is. I think that's more mental than goal kicking routine because Charlie's always had a pretty beautiful drop punt of the footy.
Yeah.
Whereas
And I think-
Harry's
I
known
think a
for
lot of
around the
time,
body.
Charlie will take the better defender.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I think Harry's more inclined to move up the ground as that leading
Correct.
option as well.
I think
So-
you should stay up the ground.
Yeah,
and be that
look,
option.
we can try and give
But as
advice
far-
to Carlton all we fucking want, but it is a shit show at the moment.
As
and
far
I think
as this game went on a whole, very, very bad.
you
It
played
was-
a sound effect and I can't hear it.
it was
What
a fart.
It was a fart. Oh,
It was a
he's
tough
played-
noise. We all rocked down to Mandurah, kind of in dribs and drabs in the afternoon, and everyone got together. By the time this game started, we were very excited to watch some footy.
It's a big game. Like, it's
Awful.
Sydney Carlton.
Just
Yeah,
awful.
Apparently, the
just-
whole board went up there, and we know how that turned out for him.
Well, I forgot the bloke's name they sacked because I tend to not remember board members' names.
No.
Because let's be real, unless you're the president or the CEO,
Has gotten-
board members, do they really do anything? Do they really do anything? Or do they
Not
just
for
sit
the
in
actual
meetings
footy
and go,
department, no.
wins bad?
I'm sure for the business,
loss is
the
bad.
business side of things,
Oh, the
a
business
good
side,
board
yes.
is good.
Yeah.
But as
I'm
far
not
as-
buying it. Like, if you're a successful footy club or a huge footy club like Carlton with all those members, how much is the board going to make a difference to their bottom line? Really? You got all those
the business
devoted
side,
members
yeah.
paying
There's
their
a
paying their
reason the
memberships
Eagles are the biggest club in the whole league.
because they've cornered a market.
Because they've cornered a market, they've been successful, and their board are full of idiots. They've been
Yeah,
the same
I mean,
morons
look,
for 30
it's-
years.
In my opinion, every board of every company is full of idiots. But, you know, I digress. This is more of a systemic critique.
You've been watching Succession, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, you know, I'm watching Succession and capitalism. Next up, what was next on the results there, Joel?
Alrighty, next up, this was the Saturday morning game. Saints losing to Hawthorn by 10 points.
Oh, yes.
There's a lot of
We're
joy.
a happy team at Hawthorn.
There was a lot of joy in the group chat.
You were nowhere to be seen when this game was going on
so
in the group
you
chat.
disappeared very
He disappeared.
So,
He's done the Peter Falcone. He's gone off the grid.
So what happened was I was at the roller hockey grand final.
Oh, here, turn it up. Yes, go on.
No, it was. And I saw we're up by 20 points and I thought, yep, sweet, just ride this home.
Yep,
I then put the phone down and it started to go nuts.
yep.
And the message I saw was from a friend
It's
of the...
Corey. It's Ben. What are you doing, Joel?
I think I saw one saying, oh, Joel was heading towards a bridge with a rope. And I thought, oh, fuck, this could only mean one thing.
Oh, my God. Oh, the pain. The darkness. It's coming.
It's safe to say I got home at 4 a.m. that morning.
You got it on the beers, did you?
Yeah, look, I had a night.
Yeah, okay. Where'd you go in this night of coping with the emotional devastation of a St Kilda loss?
You like this? I went to emo night at Badlands.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
It just kind of fits it
I will
perfect.
Every
doesn't it?
time I get in the car with you, you are playing some manner of pop punk that
will
I don't
bet
know.
a crisp 50 that you were accompanied by one Jean-Luc Soldatic.
Were you?
No. I'll take that money.
JL was not there. Shout out JL.
He frothed those emo nights.
I tried to get him to come as well. He wouldn't come.
We're getting into very niche street roller hockey league references here in Perth.
He's a fella that doesn't even like emo music. He just goes
he just
down there because
goes.
it's like fish in a barrel down there.
He does well, the boy, though.
We mean it's easy to hook up with an emo chick down there?
Yeah, they got
struggled.
daddy issues and stuff.
I've never been to an emo night. I've never
you
been
We
to
should
one.
go.
You never went to Amps back in the day?
Not really, no. Yeah, no.
Oh, we should go to
I've
an
been
emo
to
night
a few mates'
altogether.
gigs a couple of times, but I was always like,
Missed
in a
out.
relationship, not
Missed
hooking
out.
up. So they're just like got the tunnel vision on.
But
Don't come near me,
as
ladies.
far as the game, as far as the game went, also not a great game to watch.
Oh, it was great because of the context of us giving shit to Joel. But yeah.
Yeah.
it was a bit not much to talk about in terms of skills.
definitely not.
Sicily had a blinder. Will Day and Newcomb were very good.
Yes.
How much did Lewis kick 4? Like, did he
King
kick a
kicked
few?
4.
We're not talking about the Saints. We're talking about the Hawks, and that really gives them a good shot at maybe finishing above the rest of the bottom 3 in
Yeah.
North Melbourne.
I did see
West Coast.
A very great thing to come out of this was Caro retracting a dig at Sam Mitchell, which was I always love to see Caro being wrong.
Yeah,
Well,
we love to see
and
it.
we will get
we
onto
love
that
to see
later.
it.
The
Shoot
second,
that
second
poison
thing
arrow.
was a fantastic comment by a stranger on the internet on Reddit that said Sam Mitchell has derailed the tank, which is just a great line.
That is good. The AFL subreddit is frequently filled with nuggets of gold
He's
like
in
that.
the race for Reed, he's derailed the tank.
Yes, very good. What was next, Joel, in the results there? Stop adjusting your microphone and give me the news.
Alrighty, so the next one was Freo knocking over the Demons.
There it is.
Game of the round for me.
I thoroughly enjoyed
Jai
this.
Amos is impressive.
He is.
Like, is he 19 or 20?
He's 19.
For whatever age
19
he is, he's
years old.
seriously impressive.
The way he leads at the ball is incredible.
It's
And he
an
was the
incredible
Rising Star
amount of
winner.
confidence because he's tall, but he's not a big guy.
Yeah,
He's,
I think he's bigger than what he seems.
On the broadcast, he seems small.
Yeah, you get a better feel for it post game when he's standing next to other players. He has a frame
He's
that
a
will
very
fill
big
out.
boy.
And he
And once
kicks
he does
straight.
fill out, like it is,
And
it
he's
is
quite
an intimidating
tall.
prospect.
He's taller than he seems.
Well, he kicked 3 goals and he had 2 goal assists as well.
Yeah, he's a great mark of the footy.
Yeah, and Sean Darcy
and-
going down in the first quarter. That was big alarm bells
Yeah.
for me. But Luke Jackson absolutely tore it up. Just stood right up to
Well,
him.
could they trade off Darcy now?
No,
they're not
no,
gonna
I
trade
don't
him
think
off.
they will.
No,
I
hell
think
no.
that's just hearsay. I don't think they're going
No,
to do that.
hell no.
I don't think-
That's Peter Sumich talk.
Peter Sumich talk, as we know, is just throwing darts at a board blindly.
Speaking of, I've actually got Summer talk written down because
Yes.
Nat Fife is reportedly days away from signing a new deal. And that's in stark contrast to Peter Sumich putting out 3 separate articles saying how he's going
Saying
to
he's-
move.
Why would
To
he sign
over
a
us.
new deal?
He was never going to leave.
He was never going to leave. I don't think he was
He's
ever
Why
going
would
to
you
leave.
sign him? He can't even get on the park.
Yes, he is. He was on the park on the weekend.
He's played the
Nat
last.
No,
Nat
the
five.
five. We're
Oh,
talking about
five. I thought you
five,
said Nat
Joel.
Nui.
He's played the last 3 games. And he's a
Why
Perth
would we
boy.
be talking about Nick Nui in the
I know, I
Freo
thought
Melbourne
it
game,
was
Joel?
weird, yeah.
For heaven's sake.
He's
All
a
right.
Perth boy from the country, from Lake Grace.
Yep.
Always goes back to the farm. He's in the twilight of his career. He's done the whole thing here. He might
It
as well
does
finish
not
off.
make sense for him to move, I think.
No,
He's
it does
just
not.
he's royalty here. He's
And
royalty.
Getting onto things that don't make sense. The next game,
Oh.
GWS beating the Cats.
This is one of those
At
games
GMHBA.
where I would never have tipped it, but then when it happened, I went, yeah,
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 so
you know,
that was
I
the same,
can see
that
it.
was the same as me.
And it's
I was actually convinced that I had tipped it, and it wasn't until Sunday afternoon
that you realised
that
you didn't. I think I
looked-
talked you out of it. I might have talked you out of
You
it on the
did.
tipping end.
There was
yeah.
a couple that you talked me
I'm
out of.
very good
actually.
at gaslighting you into changing your tip.
You talked me into the Crom,
Yeah.
which was good.
You're welcome.
You
You're
talked
welcome.
me-
I'm going to be doing it all year.
You talked me out of Gold Coast.
I did.
I had the pen on the paper with writing a G.
It was the Kendall Roy
And
cross
you-
out and then
you-
underline.
You talked me out of that, so I will forever spite you. And yeah, you talked me out of that of GWS as well.
Getting
Yeah.
back to the game, Toby Green in his 200th.
He played a blinder.
4
Lockie
goals
Whitfield
too.
was a bit of a return to form as well. I think he had 31.
Yeah, we had no Kelly in the middle.
No Kelly in the middle.
So that-
Lockie Ash is going from strength to strength, being a bit of a defender mid-hybrid for
Tom
them. He
Green
takes the
as well.
kickouts. Tom Green is, I think, their most important player in the next 10 years, like where they're going to be.
Yep.
There's good signs for GWS and like a really good scalp for them. At
And they've got a
GMHBA,
lot
it's
of
awesome.
early picks as well because of the whole Taranto hopper. Could they trade them out for a Harley Reid?
No, I think. Well, mate, if you can get Harley Reid, get him.
What's I'm saying?
But
They're in the best position to get him.
Also, I think there's every chance that if you've got high draft picks in like the top 20, you will find gold if it's
Yeah.
not Harley Reid.
And just you know how much I love useful AFL stats.
Oh, we
the
love him.
Page.
Or her,
There's
we
a
don't know who runs
great
it.
one from this game, the
Yes.
GWS Geelong game.
Yes.
It's a little bit long-winded, so just bear with me. Losing to Gold Coast and GWS. Like an episode of Squid Games, Geelong have effectively been eliminated from the pool after losing to Gold Coast and GWS this year. Geelong has become the 15th overall team to lose to Gold Coast and GWS in the same season,
Who's left?
leaving just Port Adelaide as the only side never beaten by both in the same year.
They win the Squid Game.
The only other premiership team to lose to both was Richmond 2021, who tumbled to 12th that year.
Yeah.
Teams losing to both Gold Coast and GWS, averaging finishing position on the ladder is 14th, and no team has ever won a final after losing to both of them in the same year.
That is a good useless AFL stat,
Yep.
but I don't think it's useless. I think that is very.
I think that's a fair indicator.
I think that is a good indicator
Yeah.
because even though GWS have been up there, they made a few prelims and a grand final. If you're losing to both GWS and Gold Coast in the same year, put a line through them.
Put a line.
Put a
through.
So
line
you're
through 'em.
putting a line through Geelong
I'm putting a
right
line
now.
through after what Corey just said.
Yep.
Putting a line
That's
through.
very
They're
damning.
not
to me.
making
It's
the
very.
I think that's one of the.
I've never been more convinced of anything.
That's one of the most convincing stats I've ever got off useless AFL facts.
we commend you, useless AFL. Is it on Twitter? Was it? Was it on the
They're
Twitter
on-
account?
I
Or on-
think they have Twitter as well, but it's
Yeah.
it's a Facebook account.
on the Facebook.
I think
Well,
they're on everything.
Shout out useless AFL stats. You've now convinced me to never tip Geelong again for the rest of the season. Next game, Joel. What did we have?
Next game, another upset. We had the Suns knocking off the Doggies.
For fuck's sake, the Suns are my tipping like
You're dead to me.
kryptonite.
You're
They're-
dead to me for this one.
I know.
I've been tipping the Suns all
I
year.
sold you a bad used car.
all year.
on this
I've been
one.
tipping the Suns, and you talked
so
me out
have
of
I,
it.
So have I. And this was the year. This was the week that I was like, nope, they're dead to me. I'm never tipping them again. Doggies are in form.
I think you said Bont would put them all on their back, and basically he would carry
I
the
said
team to the
a
line.
lot of things, Joel. I said a lot of things.
I'm just going to say I got that one right. And Matty Rao just proves
yeah,
how
beast
good he
huge.
is.
He's.
Huge.
I'm glad that he's come good again because there was a
16
while.
clearances, and he extends his lead on the tackling.
Oh yeah,
tackling
he's.
ladder.
I would say the best.
Bont is second, and he's 8 tackles behind him.
I'd say Matt Rowell is the best pure. When it comes to in the contest, pure physical work, we're not talking possessions. We're just talking.
He is a
Who would
slab
you
of
want
beef.
putting their head over the football and trying to get
Yes.
it? Matt Rowell is number one.
Well, on First Crack, they showed some pretty interesting vision of the last play, essentially of the winning play that got Gold Coast the game. As they're going back to the centre bounce, Matt Rowell goes up to Witts and they're leaning in and just them, and he's telling him something, and you would have to assume, hey, fucking give it to me.
yes,
And that's exactly what happened.
Simple
and
message. Yeah,
They won.
effective.
Yeah, sometimes that is all you fucking need
Yeah,
on a football
at
field.
the end of the game, he's gone up to him and said, "Hey, we need to win this. Fucking give it to me. I will
and
take
that's
it."
what fucking Suns have been lacking. The killer instinct. I'm sorry to keep referencing Succession, but as Logan said to Kendall,
Yes.
you have to be a killer.
You have to be a
You've got to be a fucking killer.
Yeah.
Like you can't be. Oh, I'm happy to be here, just playing footy. It's just my dream. No, you have to want to kill them. You have to want to do it.
They're beating the Bulldogs. Bulldogs are a good side.
Very good side.
They are a very good side,
Yeah.
and Gold Coast are in a great position because they've got players coming back.
Well,
They've got
if we
Weller.
look at where Gold Coast are at on the ladder now, they are 12th, but equal with Geelong on 20 points. They're on 97%. If they maybe string a couple of
one
wins
win
in a row
outside the
here,
8.
one win outside the 8, but it's very tight there. That's
Yeah, it
a
is
lot.
very
There's a
tight.
lot of
It is
teams
very
in that
tight.
bunch.
They've got Lockie Weller coming
They're
back
not out
in.
of it. They're not out of
got,
it.
Who else they got? Sammy Flanders.
Oh,
obviously.
I can't believe he wasn't in this week.
Me too. I'm a
After
bit filthy.
tearing it up in the VFL.
But, I
we
mean,
will
Weller,
get to adopt your boy.
Weller has been phenomenal for them,
Yeah.
and the past couple of weeks you wouldn't know that he wasn't there. It's crazy.
It's amazing. Anyway, next game, Joel.
Next game, it was the bloodbath at Optus. Another 50-point absolute thumping. The
I think-
Dons getting over the
I
Eagles.
think Eagles were respectable,
I think this is one
honestly.
of their more respectable losses.
They scored 46 points for the game.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and
That's not great.
Essendon
Yeah,
didn't
but-
break the ton.
No,
you know.
it was only Essendon got 86 from memory, but from just watching it, Adam Simpson was clearly coaching extremely differently to
Yeah.
what he has been. They were manning up very hard and just not letting him get away with it. The problem with that was once they did get it, they couldn't do much.
Yeah.
but
Yes.
at least it was something.
It
At
was
least
something. And they look, they do have-
They did make it somewhat difficult for a team that was going to roll them.
It is.
in any case.
That's the thing. There's only so much that you can do when you are in a position that West Coast are in at the moment, where your entire team is. The list you have on the field is a standard below AFL, and
Yes.
it's really brutal to accept that as a coach, I think, and you've just got to tell the boys, hey, we might lose. We are going to lose this.
Yep.
I want you to fucking give some effort, and I want you to, not be beaten by your man
It must
as
be
much
a
as you can.
strange feeling to run onto the field and not a single player on the team be feeling like there is a small chance that you may win.
Yeah, it's a fine line. How do you go about? Am I going to give my all in this contest or the next one? Where
Because even in the shittest matchups, we've seen like there is a 1 in 100 chance that you pull out a belt.
So
up,
here's
but
a good
there's
question.
no chance.
Who do you think? Do Eagles win another game this season?
I wouldn't think so.
Can
the
they
last-
win another game?
in
I
the
think they
last
will
12
scalp
months,
someone. I
so
think they will.
This time last year, they've won 2 games since then.
That's really bad.
It's even worse than that. If you look at their last 3 wins, it goes back even further. It's like
Well,
fucking-
in that same period where they've had
35
2
games
wins,
or something.
Collingwood's had 2 losses.
yeah, it's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
They play St Kilda.
Oh, that would be the
In
perfect one, wouldn't it?
we'll get to his Joel okay. I'll come back to that. But, when it comes to the tipping episode of that particular game,
I might not come home for 4
I
days. if that
imagine,
happens.
I think I might be tempted just to throw a little tip the West Coast Eagles' way. I don't know yet. I'm not saying I will.
I will.
I'm just saying I'm thinking
I
about it,
definitely
Joel.
will.
Imagine if Eagles beat St Kilda.
I definitely. Is it at Optus?
I forget what
Yeah, it
ground
is
it's
at
at.
Optus.
I think it might be
we'll
at
be going.
Optus.
I'm going to lock that tip in now.
You're locking it in now?
Yep.
Oh, God, imagine if it happens. Imagine if that happens. Next game, Joel, or was that the last one?
No, we still got a few more.
Got a few more.
Richmond going down to Port at the MCG.
Yeah, bit of a nothing game, this
Shit
one.
kicking.
Expected, shit kicking.
Tim Taranto proved he's not outside the top 150 players. Like,
Oh,
Kane
yeah.
Corn
My
said.
close personal friend Kane Corn said
think,
that
What a
that
fuckwit.
Tim Taranto was not in the 150 players. That's wrong. He said that about Buddy Franklin. I forget whether he said it wasn't the top 150 or the top 200 or something.
Well, shit
he said the
kicking-
same thing about Buddy Franklin like 2 years ago.
Port
the-
could have won this
And
game
he
by
just
5
says
goals.
things
The
sometimes.
the number one key to this game was intercepts.
Yes.
It was just intercept play was unreal. Aaliyah on fire.
One of the best
as
intercept
usual.
marks in the game. And
Yes.
it's not pure numbers that he will get, but it's influential intercept marks at the right
and
time.
The thing is, he is just going to continue to get better because you see him around the play. He does some stuff where a fella that grew up with footy and watching footy just wouldn't do.
yeah, yeah.
But then he does stuff that
he plays
people,
like a basketballer.
Yeah,
Like,
but he does stuff
he
that
does.
guys that have been playing that footy their whole life. It's impossible for them to do.
And it's he also, and I hate to do the basketball background meme, some of the head movements and the little movements he does when he has the ball in hand reminds me of Scotty P. Like,
So-
even though he's a much bigger body player.
On intercepts, Port in round 1 to 5 was 16th in intercepts.
Yep.
Round 6 to 11, number 3 in intercepts.
Yeah, huge change in game plan.
And Aaliyah is a
Kenny
lot of
Hinkley
that.
has proved me wrong.
Would you sign? Okay, so here's the thing. Koshi's now no longer at Sunrise.
They've already said
to a real one.
He's
You've-
now got time to actually sign.
You've already
Ken.
said it. You've already asked us this, and it keeps coming back to they've repeatedly said we're not going to do anything until the end of the season, win or lose. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he wins every game or loses every game. They're not going to do anything to the end of the season.
Yep, so they're going to take stock once it's over.
Yep.
However they do in finals, and I think they will make finals, there's a very fucking good shout for them to make top 4.
They would have to fucking
They
bottle it
yeah,
pretty
exactly.
hard.
It would have to be a bottle job for them to not make finals. So top 4 is
If
very
you ask-
realistic. They're already in there.
On Ken Hinkley, if you ask a good
They're
friend of the
second on the ladder.
show, if you ask a good friend of the show, Monty,
Yep.
Monty wants him dead.
Monty wants him gone. Monty
gone.
wants him dead to rights. And he's wanted that for a while. But, Monty, we love you. I can't see it happening at the end of this season. They're second on the ladder, only one win behind the beautiful, handsome, gorgeous Magpies.
Speaking of the Magpies,
Speaking of which,
the next
Joel,
game, that was a really good.
That's
transition.
a really good transition you've just done there. You're getting better at this, Joel. Well done. Well
Alrighty,
done.
So the Pies knocking over North by 35 points.
Yeah.
Corey's got the music.
Corey's got the music playing. I don't have the headphones, but I'm feeling the vibes
I-
in the room.
I didn't even watch this one. We were, can't even remember what we're doing,
just
out on the boat
Chalk
or
it up in the bank.
something.
Yeah, chalk it up in the bank.
I watched bits and pieces of it. I
we were
pulled
very,
up on
we
the
were
KO.
very competent. It was,
It was nothing exciting.
there was just the times where we chose to attack were very scintillating to watch, like they have been all year. But we were very measured in taking possession of the ball in the back half and sometimes not just slingshotting and attacking immediately, chipping it around a bit, waiting to see where the gaps were, where the
But
options
again-
were, and now we go.
But
and
again,
now we go.
in what I did see and in highlights, every play you can see the rugby style backline just pressing up the field.
Yep.
It is incredible.
And it's
They are all
it's
so
a lot
aware of
faster
each
than a
other.
rugby
Drill for
backline
'em.
does
Yep.
as well, because every one of our backline players, usually that we have on the field, it's just Billy Frampton that isn't, are quick. Are
Yes.
very fast runners. You've got
Yep.
Quaynor, you've got Noble, you've got
Nick
Joshy,
Nick
Nicky
Dacos.
Dacos.
Nick Dacos repeatedly will get it off halfback, give it to somebody, and he'll get it
Charge.
He will get it
Immediately
three
charge.
possessions down the line inside 50.
Yeah, and he'll lose his man, who is trying to keep track of him, but he's an elite runner. He won the 2K time trial coming back in the off-season. It shows. And it might only be like 3 or 4 times a game where that happens, but you can guarantee he's going to do it.
Yeah,
you can
and
guarantee.
if he does it 3 or 4 times, you're going to get a goal at least half of
Yeah,
those times.
so many standouts in our forward line as well. Lots of multiple goal kickers. Bobby Hill, Ash Johnson.
Josh Dacos.
Josh Dacos kicked 3, I believe.
Yeah.
It
was
was
slightly soured by Big Steel going down
in
in
his
his 300th.
300th.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's only the 4th Magpie ever to get
But
300,
he
I
did
believe.
handle it well. He was signing jumpers, like he was
Yeah,
signing.
He was a class act, man.
I saw some clips after the game of him on the bench. Didn't look phased at all.
Yeah,
He
he's
was
just
having,
a nice.
He was having a great
He
time.
seems like a lovely man,
I
Steele.
think
and
that injury is not very serious.
it's an MCL. So
What is it? Was it? Did he?
I
get
think
it
it's
scanned?
confirmed MCL.
How long did they take?
like 6 to 8.
Oh,
I think.
jeez.
Yeah.
Why
So
was he? He didn't seem bothered by it
well,
at all.
I think that's just
He's
who
got a
Steele
lot of
is.
steely resolve.
Good, very good there, Joel. I honestly think he's got a lot of perspective after being in the game for 300 games is a long time. He's won a premiership. He's seen a lot of players come and go.
Yep.
And he seems like
Well,
he's
6 to 8, he can be fit for the grand final.
he can be fit for the grand
Easily.
final, which we will make.
Yeah.
And
And
if
he
we
knows
make it,
that they've got depth to-
we're fucking going.
He knows that they've got depth to cover him
Yeah.
until 6 to 8
Well,
weeks.
he's been our winger, and we've got guys who can play on the wing, 100%. We've got like 10 blokes who can
Hey,
play on the
remember the two or three game stretch where Mason Cox kept finding himself on the wing?
Yeah, he did.
And he
a little
didn't
bit.
do too bad.
Yeah. Mason Cox, chuck him on a wing. Craig McRae. Let's
Speaking
go.
of
Last
wings.
game. Wings. Have you done a Crom transition?
I have.
He has, ladies and
Speaking
gentlemen.
of wings, the Crom, they're flying and they've knocked over the Lions at the Crom
Are you
Dome.
with me now that the
Yes.
Crom are going to make the 8?
This was a fantastic game.
It fucking wasn't it?
Adelaide, this is not the first time they've done it this season, but they lost every stat.
Yes.
Every stat
Like
they
Very
lost.
similar to Collingwood of
They didn't.
2022.
They didn't. I'm looking at it right now.
Almost every stat.
Almost every
They
stat.
won all the stats I'm looking at. What? Disposals.
I don't know what stats I was looking at then.
efficiency.
But Brisbane got
Efficiency inside
19
50.
more inside 50s, which
Yes.
is just a phenomenal
The
differential
ball
to
was
lose.
spending a lot of time up the other end of the ground if you're a Crom. But they were fantastic. The Crom backline held up so well in the midst of those inside
Well,
50s.
I have a problem with their backline.
What?
There was no Paddy.
Yeah, well, they dropped him and then they made him the sub,
they
then
didn't play him.
and then they didn't play him until like 5 minutes to go in the last quarter.
they even
Was
put
not
him on?
happy. Was not happy at all. He did not get a disposal.
Yeah, I don't like
I'm
that.
giving spoilers for Adopt Your Boy here.
Don't like
but
that.
I've got some things to say to Matty Nix. Moving on, let's go to the MVP voting, lads.
Let's
And
go.
after this, we will give our top 5 here. And then, Corey, if you wouldn't mind doing a bit of quick maths, perhaps, after...
Yes.
Yeah, are you okay to do that?
Yeah, maybe not during the. Well, yes, actually, I can.
Look,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
believe
yeah,
in you.
yeah, I can.
You're doing computer science.
Yeah,
You're
I
a
can.
smart
Do
man.
quick math.
Yeah.
So he's got the spreadsheet of what, because we haven't had an update on the standings in a while.
There's more football news, by the way, after this.
After
MVP.
this. So I'll start off with my MVP voting, our top 5 players from the round. Top player gets 5 vote, 5th player gets 1 vote. At 1 vote, I've got, and it may shock you that he's only gotten 1, Toby Green.
Okay.
I just couldn't fit him higher than 1, but he was amazing. One of the key reasons why GWS won that game. Big scalp, and he's having a
In his
fantastic
milestone
season.
game.
In his
Yeah.
milestone game, I had to give it to him. I wanted to give it to like an Adelaide key back, but I could not leave Toby Green out. So honourable mentions to the entire Crom backline. 2 votes, Matt Rowell.
Yeah, very good.
29 disposals, 16 clearances total, 7 tackles. 3 votes, Jordan De Goey. And it's the first time I think I've given him votes this year. I've been sleeping on him a little bit in the votes department, even though he's been fantastic.
Most of the votes he has on the spreadsheet are from me.
Yeah, they're from you. And you've been right to give them to him
Yep.
because he's on track for maybe his best season, and that's
Yes.
saying a lot because last year was very good.
He's also been getting a lot of coaches' votes,
Yeah, he's
which
up
we haven't. Well, I have been noticing, but you guys might have been sleeping
Well,
on a
that's
little
why
bit.
we have the diverse panel. And, when you might be giving one player votes, we might be giving another, and we get a pretty good indicator with our man Monty as well, who we will read out. 4 votes, it is strap in your King Gizzards, it's the Lizard.
It's
Nick
the Lizard.
Blakey.
He
the
did.
Lizard.
He did rack up.
He racked up, and now all of the AFL pundits are finally getting on the Blakey bandwagon. I would, if you are a listener of the pod, I have been on the Nick Blakey bandwagon.
And it does blow my mind that almost everyone that I've heard refer to him, they so nonchalantly just refer to him as the Lizard.
The Lizard. He
crazy.
is a lizard of the highest proportions, a dynamic lizard, a fast lizard. He was fantastic. 26 disposals, 626 metres gained.
Very good.
12 marks. He was off chops. Everything he was doing, whether it was defensively, offensively, in the air, on the ground, he will win the contest, get the ball, and fucking charged. Like, you know, when you see the footage of like Animal Planet documentaries or David Attenborough ones of a desert where it's a lizard on its hind legs and they're running like this and they're going hell
That's
fast.
Nick Blakey.
That's Nick Blakey out of the back line.
There was a great replay that I saw where he ran through about 5 or 6 guys.
Dude,
it's like they weren't even moving.
He's slippery, scaly. He's a lizard. And 5 votes, James Sicily.
Yeah, very
43 disposals, literally beat the Saints off his own back.
Nah, he's
he
a
was
dirty
fantastic.
prick the way he knocked over
Joel,
a few
that's a
players, so-
horrible thing to
he
say.
did get reported, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what did he get reported for again? Was
A
Not
couple
sure.
of hits, yeah.
Did he hit? Oh God, you love that in your captain. It's historic for Hawthorn. Remember Ben Stratton doing the pinching?
I
Doing a
do
bit
like
of-
straps,
Doing a bit
yeah.
of doing the pinchy.
It would have been
I
a great
do-
day for.
I was one of the only ones on his defending him for the pinching.
No,
but
I defended him. I thought it was hilarious.
It was a great day for a friend of the show, Baden. Sicily is his favourite player.
he was amazing. So shouts out Baden as well in the footy group chat. So have you got them in the quick maths, Corey? You've got my votes there.
Yes, I
Yes,
haven't chucked
Joel.
them in yet.
Who were your votes?
Alrighty, so one vote, I'm going to go Matty Rao. As
Yeah.
we spoke about, just a unit.
Yeah, big,
Big unit.
clearance
unit.
beast.
Just a big boy.
They
Yeah.
got him. They got him on to talk about the grass eating thing as
Yep.
well.
Oh, what
And
did he
it's
say?
about earthing. you
Yeah,
know?
it's just about getting in touch with the getting into it kind of thing. No, everything that you'd expect for why he's doing it
He
is why he's
Kurt
doing
Angle.
it. Yeah.
That's the answer. He's Kurt Angle.
Bloody hell. Alrighty, 2 votes. Jordan De Goey. He's
Yeah,
been incredible this
DeGoey.
year, and I think, well under the radar.
Yes,
3 votes, because he doesn't deserve to be any higher than this, is James Sicily.
but you've still given him votes.
Sicily.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, he deserves
Yes.
votes, just nowhere near the top.
43 touches, Joe.
Yeah,
not
but he's-
bad.
and
Not bad
he,
at all.
lost,
43.
he lost points for being a dirty prick.
He lost points for.
4 votes. Dawson.
Yeah, he.
You know what?
Yeah.
He led that Crows outfit through their midfield, 10 tackles, 32 touches.
He's done it many times this year. He is.
What an amazing captaincy call that was.
Oh yeah, and it's. I love it when a trade gets made a captain in like their second year or their first
Yeah, I
year,
do like that.
and they back him 100%. It happened with Witsy at Gold
Well,
Coast.
a lot
Yeah.
of people had questions about the Dawson
Oh, yeah.
one
Yeah,
because
big
the
time.
Crows
Anymore.
weren't as good as they are now. Now
Yes.
everybody loves it.
And I think he's got a natural successor in Paddy Parnell. Move on to your next
Yes,
vote.
100%.
Oh, Succession moves into the
Succession.
AFL. Alrighty, so 5 votes. Tim Taranto,
Toronto.
33 touches, 4 goals. The only player that could kick straight on that day.
Yeah, he's after having a lot of like media attention, particularly from close personal friend Kane Corns, but others have been saying, "Is Tim Taranto all that? Are his kicks
Okay,
effective?"
let's just say-
he has been that good for like 3 years. He
Okay,
is a
but if
very
Richmond
good player.
do finish, let's just say they finish in the bottom 4, and they might have traded pick 4 for Taranto. I still think it's worth it.
It's worth it. He's their best player. He's
an
100%
absolute
their
star.
best player
That
at the
was a
moment.
good trade, and
Yep.
I can get up Monty's now as well.
Yeah, yeah. If you wanna rail him off there, Joel, get the group chat up. I'm seeing you frantically.
I'll
scroll
run
your
through
fingers.
mine.
Yeah, you
yeah.
run
Go
through
Corey's
Um,
first. Go
One
Corey's.
vote to Goey.
Yeah, only one.
Only
Okay.
because it for the game that it was
North
against
Melbourne.
against the
Yeah,
Roos.
yeah.
If it was a more formidable opponent, that would probably be bumped up to a 3 or 4.
Yes.
Jaya miss 2 points
Yeah, I rate it.
Yeah,
I
I
rate
should have
it.
given him something.
because that was a phenomenal
Rising
effort.
Star Award winner
Got the
as well.
Rising Star
Yes.
Award.
Yeah,
the nom.
I rate it.
Sicily 3
Yes.
Dirty.
for just having a monster game there.
Picked up a few this week,
and a
Sicily
massive,
then.
massive win. I wanted to give him 4 really, but I gave the 4 to Matty Rao
yes.
because he's just such a beast and so entertaining to watch.
I love Matty Rao.
And 5 votes for Luke Jackson.
Oh, the 5 for
Yeah.
Luke.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
Because
All right.
he was playing forward and Sean Darcy going down. He switched roles into the ruck, playing against Max Gawn and Brodie Grundy.
Yeah.
And they won.
Yep. You've justified it.
So
I like the 5 pick now.
For that, he deserves the 5.
Yep. Very good. Diverse top 5s for us both. And what did Monty pick, Joel?
Alrighty, so I'll run through these. 1 vote to Matty Rao, 2 votes to Tim Taranto,
Yep.
3 votes to the Lizard Nick
The
Blakey,
Lizard. The Lizard's moved up the tally a little
4
bit, I
votes
reckon,
to James Sicily,
as has Sicily.
and 5 votes to Toby Green.
Yeah. I'm surprised that you guys didn't give Toby Green a vote. I'm very surprised.
Corey's gone under the table.
I thought I was being a bit of a dirty boy, giving him only one, but no one else has given Toby Green except Monty. So
Yeah.
great minds think alike. Can you do some quick maths, or do you need me to vamp while you do the quick
To
maths?
vamp a little bit.
I'll vamp a little bit because we've got some tribunal news coming in here. As we know, if you've listened to the pod consistently, we film this on a Tuesday night, and the tribunal news is usually coming in, and the tribunal has made a call on Luke Parker and Adam Chera's one-match bans. Carlton midfielder Adam Chera is free to play Melbourne on Friday night after having his one-match suspension overturned at the tribunal. Chera is the first player this season to successfully overturn a dangerous tackle ban, which is very surprising. I thought they were going to stick to that for the rest of the season. It follows an unsuccessful attempt by Sydney co-captain Luke Parker, who failed to overturn his one-match suspension at the tribunal for a dangerous tackle earlier in the evening. Parker will miss the Swans round 13 clash with St Kilda after the tribunal upheld the match review officer's verdict. Match officer being Michael Christian. Don't think he's very good, but go on. During a contest,
he misses the Saints game?
He misses the
I'm all
Saints
for it
game.
now,
He's
yeah.
all for it. Joel's in favour with Carlton star Sam Walsh last Friday night. The midfielder argued he tried to lower his centre of gravity when laying a tackle on Walsh and showed a level of care for the Blues player.
No,
In
that's
quote,
shit.
I don't think I went in with excessive force once we went to ground, Parker told the tribunal. Once the tackle took place, at no time did I feel he was in a vulnerable position. I was dragging my feet across the ground while he had a pretty good stance. Tribunal says, nah, get fucked, but the tribunal panel disagreed, continuing a run of players unsuccessfully challenging dangerous tackles charges this season. Now,
Interesting.
a lot of these dangerous tackle calls I have
But sorry,
disagreed
did
with.
you mention O'Meara in there?
No, I think that's tomorrow.
Okay.
O'Meara is tomorrow, I believe. Let me just refresh the AFL news page. I don't think they've done it. No.
He is tomorrow.
O'Meara's tomorrow night. But a lot of these dangerous tackles calls from the tribunal that I've seen this year, I completely disagree with, and I think that was 0
Yes.
weeks. Because when it happens so quickly and it's not a very
They're not
distinct-
worrying about the footy now. They're worrying about it's a business decision, these suspensions.
to cover themselves in
Yeah.
future legal
That's what
action.
they are.
Yeah, and I mean,
And you've got to look at them as that because that's the only way we can look at them now.
but
I'm
I
not
think-
saying they're right or
Oh
wrong.
no, I know what you're saying. I
But
know what
that's
you're
what it
saying.
is.
But I just feel like there's no clear parameters that are set for these. What defines a dangerous tackle now? As if a guy's head hits the ground, it's a dangerous tackle. But a guy's head can hit the ground
Well, they
in any tackle.
they are reporting people for when the head doesn't even hit the ground. They're reporting people for the action.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of these ones that have gone to report and or suspension that like have not a slinging action. It just happens in a half second and it's a natural tackling action that is not necessarily two motions. And it's just a whoop-em and that's
the player,
a dangerous tackle.
the player
Whoop-em.
can be just running in that direction,
Yeah.
and it just is. What
The
it is.
person being tackled, the person getting tackled, their momentum has something to do with it. And I think it's not being taken into account in a lot of these tribunal proceedings. Anyway, have you done the quick maths,
Yes,
Corey?
I have.
Can you give us a top 10 update
Yes.
on the Barely Touched Him MVP
So
award?
the only changes to the top 10
Start
here.
with 10th. Start with 10th.
10 is Mason Wood on
Okay.
13.
I do have Wood for Mason
We
Wood.
all have Wood. We're early in the season off the wing. He was getting some
How
good
much
things
wood
done.
could a Mason chop? Is a
9
Mason
is
could chop wood?
You nearly got there.
Josh Dunkley on 14.
Yep, 9th, Dunkley, yes.
LDU slips down to 8th.
Luke Davies,
on
Uniac.
He's barely played a
23. Butters slips down to 7th.
Yeah.
On 25. Sorry. Toby Green.
Toby Green
slips up to 7th
up
on
to
24.
7th. Yep, so he's moved up a little bit.
Butters moves down 1 to 6th on 25.
Okay, he'll make a charge late in the season, I reckon.
Jordan DeGoey slips up to equal 3rd, 4th with Bontempelli on 29.
Yes.
Jeremy Cameron on 2nd with 33. And Nick Dacos out with a 2x lead on 68.
68. So what's Jezza in on second, sorry?
33. And Jezza hasn't polled a vote since round 4.
Wow. Wow. And he's still second.
Yeah.
God, he was on a tear.
Dacos hasn't scored a vote since round 7. So 4.
I nearly voted for him this week, but I couldn't over to Goey. I couldn't do it. Well, thank you for the quick maths there, Corey. I understand it was a bit of a juggle.
worries.
And it's now essentially a one-horse race. If Nick Dacos
I think
just plays...
I think guys like DeGoey and Butters especially will close in. Butters has had a perfect round a couple of weeks ago.
He has.
So if he manages
He's
one more of
capable
those,
of doing that again.
Yeah, you're back in the hunt.
Next up, we've got the flagship segment of the Barely Touched Him podcast. It is, of course, Adopt Your Boy. I can't hear it, but boys. I'm looking for a good time. Well, our boys did not have a good time this
No
week.
one had
lads.
a good time.
They barely played. Yours was the only one, and he was the sub.
Okay, so I am very upset about this. Paddy Parnell we saw dropped as we looked at the team sheet. Obviously, my boy is Paddy Parnell. If you're watching the video on YouTube, follow us on YouTube. You can see his beautiful face in this photo frame. He got dropped from the team after their performance against the Bulldogs last week, which I thought was a bit egregious from Matthew Nicks. They all played shit. All of the Crows played shit at Mars Stadium because it's a shit ground and it's not designed for running half-backs, which Paddy Parnell is. They've dropped him and they've made him, oh no, Paddy, we'll give you the sub. Don't worry about it. He's deserving of being in the first team. They've given him the sub. And on top of that, they haven't subbed him in until 3/4 of the way through the last quarter. He comes on. He can't touch the footy. He's finished on 0 disposals. He's finished on, but at 100% efficiency, technically. Technically, it's 100% efficiency. So Matty Nicks, play Paddy Parnell next week. He hasn't said a foot wrong once you've brought him onto the ground because you brought him on so late. Joel, give us an update on your boy, Joey Richards. I'm incensed.
Joey Richards is still injured and hopefully playing VFL next week. Or
So,
this week.
You've said hopefully playing next week about 5 weeks in a row now.
I know, this injury's just not going away.
So, do you have a distinct time frame, or are you just guessing?
It says 1 week.
It says 1 week on the website?
Yeah.
All right, okay, I believe you then. Corey, Sam Flanders, your boy.
He's still not in the side.
Yeah.
He played VFL. Pretty decent game. 27 disposals.
That's a very decent game.
No
What stats
score.
are you looking at?
I'm looking at the VFL stats.
Those ones?
I don't know.
Have
Yeah,
we got
those ones,
got a
yeah.
stat error? No, you're looking at the right
Same
game.
ones.
Good.
27 disposals, no score.
Dude, 27 is
10 tackles.
that's good.
You-
That's
you-
a
you
good
like
game.
that.
It sounds
You
like
like
he was
that.
playing
And
in the guts.
He is
with,
a little
with
wily
those stats.
fella.
Who were they playing?
The Bulldogs, Footscray Bulldogs.
Okay.
Yeah. Joel's
Um,
disputing the stats.
No, I'm just wondering. Both sites obviously got different stats.
Oh,
yeah.
what does that one say?
Okay.
24 and 2 behinds.
Okay.
So he was having a
I've
ping.
got the two behind. It's got
yeah,
two
no,
So
behind.
maybe
I'm
it's
more
just a
worried about-
disposal discrepancy then.
Yeah,
okay.
There's a 3. They've given him 3 more on this one. It seems.
Yeah,
But
okay.
10 tackles, not too bad.
Okay, look, it's a
just
good stat
fighting,
line.
He's just fighting to get back into that Suns side, which does have a lot of talent.
It's got a
unfortunately.
lot of talent where you'd think if he's getting in, you'd think he'd be a high half forward because there's
Yep.
no room in the midfield.
And
so
there is the
bless you,
there is
Gesundheit.
there is the chance that they're just saving him to manage somebody else. you know?
Yeah,
so it's
well,
maybe not the worst that he isn't playing.
Yeah, fair enough. But I think like there is a spot for him in this side for like currently for that high half forward,
Yep.
just pushing up to the contest as like a 4th or 5th midfielder role, which he can do.
He'll be back in there.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
We love
and then
Sammy.
we move on to the second flagship segment, the smaller flag on the ship. It is Joel Okay, and what a week for it this week, ladies and gentlemen. We check in on Joel. He's a St Kilda supporter. As we know, being a St Kilda supporter over the years, over the decades, over the last century is nothing but hurt. And it's a promise. And, that you start the year and it's a new year.
All right, we got
And
it.
you think that things are going well.
We got
and
it.
then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
life comes at you fast, Joel. Corey, can you get me another beer? Thank you very much. Life comes at you fast, Joel, and you lose to Hawthorn, a team in the bottom three,
Yep.
and the wheels start to fall off. Are the wheels
No.
wheels falling off is what I'm asking you, Joel.
No, and thankfully,
The wheels are off, and thank you for the beer, Corey.
no, the wheels aren't off. Now, you've
are
only
off.
got to look at the rest of our year, right?
Okay.
For the rest of the year, we play the most bottom 8 teams.
Okay, well, you played a bottom 8 team this week. How did that go for you, Joel? Did that go well for you, or did that go
Very
badly?
good, very good.
Yes.
It meant for a very, sore head on Sunday.
Yes.
But
You've combated it with alcoholism. How are you feeling
an emo night, yeah.
about how the boys went statistically?
Look, it was disappointing. The only one that really stood up was Max King up forward.
No leadership. It's the
No, there
problem.
was no leadership.
Who is the captain of the Saints? I forget.
Jack Steele,
it's Jack
and he's
Steele.
down on form.
How did he have a bad game or a good game? You reckon?
I wasn't happy with how he played, no.
Yeah.
I think we went in there too complacent. We didn't really want it.
Do you think Ross Lyon can take you to another flag?
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure about that?
I can bet my left nut.
Okay. Well, he's bet his left testicle. Now, where do you think the changes need to come into the Saints team? I don't know why I'm talking so quietly, but I'm liking it. It's like we're on 60
It's
Minutes.
seductive.
Very to catch a predator.
Yeah, very. Why don't you take a seat right over here, Joel? Do you think what?
We're about to predatorize you.
Where are the adjustments that need to happen for the Saints this week? And they are playing. I've got notes here.
the
They
bye.
are up against the bye.
Yeah, we're
But
not gonna
after
lose
that,
this week.
but after that, Joel, they're playing the Swans at the SCG.
yeah, and I'm confident we win that one.
Are you though? Are you though?
Yes, I am.
It's
Wait,
the Lizard.
they've got Swans.
They're up against the.
Oh, they'll lose that.
I think they'll lose that.
Yeah.
I think they'll lose that.
Yeah.
Swans at the SCG.
Yeah.
I feel like this has gone from is Joel okay to let's absolutely bury Joel.
That's what the segment is for, Joel. That's why we made it.
Did you miss the meeting? At
Did
the
you
start?
miss the first 12 episodes? This is Grill Joel. This is what. So, Swans at the SCG. You're coming up against the Lizard, who's
Okay,
in very good form. And then after that, no, I've got it written here, Joel. You've got Richmond at the G. Now,
You lose that
you'd
one.
think that's winnable, but
No, it's
you
not.
know, I think that if there's any team that Richmond are going to scalp,
Yep.
it's the Saints. Then after that, Brisbane at Marvel. That could be 0-3 on those ones. And then Eagles at
Yeah,
Optus,
3-0.
which is where Corey has guaranteed
Yep.
he's going to tip the Eagles.
Yeah, we'll tip the Eagles.
You're getting a spoiler for the tipping
Look,
episode.
and after
easily.
that, we go Gold Coast, North, Hawthorn, Carlton, Richmond. Oh, we're making the 8.
Well, there's a few games to lose before then.
There's a few games to lose before then. Imagine. Okay,
and the others are going to be winning all that
If
time.
you lose to the, do you think? Okay, so Swans, Richmond, Brisbane, Eagles. How many of those games do you think you'll win?
Okay, so we're 7-4 right now.
Yep.
Out of those 9 that we just rattled off, well, we'll include the Brisbane one in it, 10. I would say we win 8 of them.
No, I mean the next 4 games: Swans, Richmond, Brisbane, Eagles. How many of those do you win?
At least 3.
At least 3.
Yeah, I don't think
All
so.
right, I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't
I
think
think you are going to win one of those games. I'm going to make
Do you
that
want to put a
prediction
bet
now.
on it?
Yeah, I'll bet you. I will bet you $20.
There you go.
Yeah.
I want them in footy cards.
There you go.
No, just take cash like a real person
No, I wanna-
and then buy the football cards.
Yeah, okay.
Go to Kmart and buy them. But yes, now, as we usually do in Is Joel Okay, we're going to get a prediction.
The ladder
Prediction of where the Saints are going to finish, Joel.
Now, mind you, we've gone from first
First and premiers.
minor premiers and premiers, and then it was a soft
Then it was
4,
like a soft 4.
and then it was a hard 6.
Now it's a soft
and then
6
it got
the week before.
got talked down to a soft 7.
It never got to 7. It never got to 7.
I think it was a soft 7.
I can bet my right nut it's never got to 7.
Much like Anna Taylor-Joy without makeup, a soft 7.
Oh, good lord!
Wow.
Hey,
Go
I
on.
like her.
Deep cut. Without makeup, though,
So
soft 7.
yeah, okay.
Soft 7.
Yeah, maybe.
But we love soft 7s. Joel,
I'm a soft 7.
we're all
Debatable.
really soft 7s,
Hard
let's
9.
be honest. Hard 9 on a good day when the conditions are good. Joel, where are the Saints finishing on the ladder? What's your prediction?
It'll be top 6.
Oh.
So you're still committing to top 6.
Yep.
They are now
Wow.
5th, equal points with the Doggies.
So we've gone into dreamer territory.
We're going. Okay, so you don't think they will go lower than 6th?
No.
All right. Well,
Very
and how do
interesting.
they go in the finals? At this stage,
At least a
if
prelim.
They would be in an
At least
elimination
they
final.
They will make a prelim.
against someone like the Crom or someone like the Essington or someone like the Fremantle.
Oh, I'd like a Fremantle.
I'd like
That'd
a
be-
Fremantle
that'd be great.
Saints
A
elimination
home
final.
at here at
oh,
Optus.
we would go to that. We would fucking
That'd be
go to that.
amazing.
Oh. So you think prelim
Yep.
and finishing in the top 6?
Yep.
All right. Well, that was
Interesting.
his Joel OK. You're witnessing a man spiral out of control right before your very eyes as the wheels fall off his football team.
Now there's a few more footy things to cover
Yes,
before
go on, Corey.
before we move into
Yes.
world sports.
Wide world of sports.
Jack Crisp, 200th consecutive game this
Huge.
weekend.
Huge.
Very, very big. And it's of note, I had forgotten this, although it wasn't really that long ago. But Collingwood got Crisp and the pick that turned into DeGoey for trading Dane Beams.
Wow. Okay. The first time he went to Brisbane, they got those
Yes.
picks. That's
They
a win.
like-
They got Crisp
Laborie.
and,
That is
and the
a
pick
win.
that turned into DeGoey.
Holy shit.
Now, there's when
Now,
they
to be fair, Dane Beams had some very good years at Brisbane.
when
he
they
had
when
some
they
very good years
when
there.
they got him back, they gave away 2 first rounds to for him for Beans.
Yep, rough.
But those first 2 rounds turned into nothing players. So it was a pretty good deal.
It's a pretty good deal in the
Pretty
end.
good
That's a
deal.
pretty good deal. Crisp and DeGoey, 2 of the best players
But
over
200th consecutive game is
Yeah.
unreal.
And he does what the team needs him to do. He's played off of half back. He's played in the midfield. He's now playing as like a hybrid forward role, like Crisp.
Yes.
Like he's sort of going in and out of the guts. But there's so many players on our team that can play midfield that he's now happy to take a back seat. Like they all are. They
And-
all are for the team.
I seem to recall a few weeks ago we were talking about the fact that Max Gawn has never bounced the ball, and
Yes.
he has gone on record on his podcast to say he never will. He is actively not
Because he's
bouncing
a
the ball.
fucking giant. He
in all
can't,
of my footy games, which is nowhere near as many as Mac Gawn at amateur level, I have never bounced the ball either.
Really?
I've never done it. I don't like
I think amateur footy you see a lot less bounces.
I should have been called for running too far many times,
Yeah.
but I don't bounce
but
it.
on the Max Gawn, I saw one that
Also, might be making a comeback this week, boys.
Oh,
for
very
the Coolbinya
good. Very
thirds.
good, very good.
They have
For the
asked me.
thirds.
Yeah.
For the, oh, mate, I'm
gonna
not
be-
playing Resi.
I'm going to be getting around some Colts this weekend. I'm
Yes.
going to go see Brody have a crack. I think he might have been dropped because it was his birthday weekend. He said, "I'm not playing. I'm going away."
Yeah, and they've dropped him because of it.
The coach was mad. Oh. So we'll see if he's in Colts.
Yeah,
or-
okay. Well, Brody plays at quite a high grade, doesn't he? He plays
yeah,
at
it's Colts. It's good. It's good. So he plays for TCs, and they've been knocking off 2 of the hardest teams are North Beach and Scarborough. Scarborough's
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
a lot of older Eagles players and whatnot.
Yes.
They I think they lost to Scarborough but beat North Beach, or maybe it was the other way around.
Yeah,
But,
okay.
On the Max score, never bouncing up. This one popped up. Tom Hickey has played 142 games for 4 different clubs and has bounced the ball 3 times his whole career.
Wow. I love Tom Hickey, and I
very
don't
good.
think
very
you-
ugly man.
Oh, no, he's... the photo that the AFL has
not
on their
great.
website, their stock photo that they
not
had for
great.
ages, did not do him justice. I will say you that. But at certain angles, Tom Hickey, he's an acquired taste, I think. He's very tall.
I've got some more kind of useless stats.
Mate,
but
give
just,
them
but
to
just
me.
before I do, I thought it was interesting that Cripper clapped back today.
Yeah, he clapped back at, I believe this was a story broken by Caroline Wilson.
Uh,
Was it?
yeah.
About
Shoot that
him not
poison
staying.
arrow.
Yes, through my heart.
I'm not sure
and-
if it was her, but she definitely went with it.
so
a
it
few of
might
them
not have been
did.
her that originally
Yeah,
broke
yeah,
it, but
yeah.
she went with it on.
And it
one
was
of her-
about the hotel. They were
Yeah.
they were questioning
And
his
this
loyalty
is-
to the club.
Look, footy journos are.
Hospital chasers.
Ambulance chasing. I don't want to say scum. That's too strong of a word.
Grubs.
But when it comes to stories like this, like trying to chase Paddy Cripps and his family to see what hotel they're staying
I'll
at.
just give some context to what the story actually is.
Yes.
It was that after the game, it was reported that Sam Doherty and Cripper stayed at a separate hotel.
Yeah.
in
to the
Sydney,
team. To the rest of the team.
Yeah, because the rest of the team had gone fucking home.
And the tone of the article was that they didn't care about
Yeah.
the team.
Oh, we're not going to stay with the boys.
They're not.
We're
They're
too
not
good.
part of it.
Yeah.
They believe they're above it. So he clapped back with this thing saying that that's ridiculous, and he
Yep.
definitely he was there. And then Saturday they had off, so he went and saw his wife, and
Yes.
it's a nothing story.
Yep.
And they should stop being vultures like
Stop
that.
being vultures.
Yeah.
Stop being fucking
And
fil-
he went on-
Vultures is too
He went on to
nice. They're seagulls.
He went on to say how offended
Shit
he
ones
was
at that.
that his loyalty and his character was coming into questions
Yep.
in such a hard time for the club. And he's
Yes.
basically doing everything that he can do.
He is the reigning Brownlow medalist.
Yeah,
And
he's there's been times in the past few years where the team has been much worse than they are now.
Yeah.
that he has carried them on his back.
Absolutely, yes.
Literally on his back. He had a broken back.
Yep.
and he was still playing.
He played every game pretty much that year with a broken vertebrae in his back.
And they dare to question his loyalty to the club.
it fucking shits me, man. I look, if you're going to talk about the standard of football that a team is playing, fine. And Paddy said this in his post. He
Yes.
said, if it's about the footy and about the results, no worries.
Yeah.
We'll
Analyse
cop
it all-
that.
analyse
But
it
don't
all you
question
like.
my character.
Analyze it all you like, but don't say
don't
that
bring me
like
into it.
Patrick Cripps is, not committed to football or not fucking. It's
And
ridiculous, man.
I thought it was a very well written.
It was,
thing.
no. And
Yeah.
shout out to, not only Paddy, but all of Carlton. Yes,
And it's
is.
kind of
We have a bit
refreshing.
of fun. We have given Carlton shit for not getting wins and stuff.
It's
And
very refreshing.
We run a podcast, so we're ultimately going to talk about this
Yeah.
team is shit, this team is good. But we would never fucking question a guy like Patrick Cripps or any guy who's made it to AFL level that they're not committed or like they're not. They're.
But it's
personally
refreshing
lacking.
to see
It's-
a player
it's
statement, like that in an age where every player statement you see is clearly not written by them. It's written
Yeah,
by
it's
a
written by
legal
media
team.
people. Yeah, it's written by the
he's
club's
he's
media
written
people.
that because he's fucking pissed
It's
off.
Patrick Cripps. He can do what he wants. Ultimately, he can do what he wants. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Very good.
Just a few, maybe useless, maybe interesting stats.
Oh, you
that
never
I've-
know.
have
You
dug up.
never know.
Geelong finished the 2008 season with a minor premiership thanks to a 21-1 record. Their lone loss coming in round 9 to Collingwood by 86 points.
It was a good team.
Giving
that
the
08
2008 minor premiers the largest season average losing margin in AFL history.
Whoa. Okay, so
So their average losing margin was 86 because they only lost once by 86.
oh, okay. And the Pies bunted. So this was. I'm trying to think of the 2008 Pies. So it would have been the Rat Pack. It would
Yes,
have been.
it was the Rat- it was the early Rat
was
Pack.
there.
Early
Nick
Rat Pack.
Maxwell was there. Travis Cloak was there. Oh man, that's so cool. And also that 2008 Geelong team. Only like they were complete shoo-ins for the premiership.
They
and
were,
they lost
yeah.
to Hawthorn.
Yeah, they
then
did.
they lost to that Clarko cluster.
Arthur Jones has played at more venues than Alan Didak. Arthur Jones has played 9 games. Alan Didak played 218.
Wow. So Arthur Jones plays for the Doggies, yeah?
Yes,
He's
yes,
a dog. He's a
yeah.
young Doggies player, yeah. Oh man, that's wild. Well, that's a good stat. It shows that footy's growing and there is more venues that the game is being played at. That's very cool.
We've got while we're on Cripper, we've got a couple of Mason Cox compared to Cripper stats, which are interesting. Mason Cox has 52 more contested possessions than Patrick Cripps in finals.
That's cruel. Okay, next one.
And The other one that I had on,
I've got the same amount of contested possessions of Patrick Cripps in finals, don't I?
I'm in the
Not far off,
I'm in the
yeah.
wrong chat. I think I sent it to you, not the chat.
Yeah,
It's,
okay.
Where are we?
You did send me a little graphic earlier on in the day.
Oh, that one's
it was-
gone. I'll go back to the others.
Okay.
As of today, 29th of May, 2023, which I think was yesterday, Francis Frank the Tank Evans has never played in a loss at AFL level. He played 7 games for Geelong in 2021-22, 7 zip.
Yep.
And so far, he's played 5 games for Port Adelaide this season for 5 zip.
Wow, Evans.
Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank. Is this a boy candidate? Is this? Does someone want to adopt Frank Evans?
Yes.
Because also, not many players named Frank these days. It is
No, there isn't.
It is a dying name, much like
Frank the Tank.
Graham and Rodney and all those old man names. I like Frank for a young man. Someone message us. Message Barely Touched Him podcast on Instagram or on TikTok. Let us know if you want to adopt Frank Evans as your boy.
And you can have
It's a
him.
late peak.
He's undefeated. He's an undefeated 100% win
And
rate
we'll
boy.
let you have him.
His stock is going to rise. You've got to get in at the ground floor and buy some stock.
I did have one more, which may open up a little bit of a conversation about the game in general.
Yeah,
more
on.
More than the stat being interesting in itself, and that is that since 2021, and I know this doesn't go back very long, but from what I couldn't find any more going past this.
Yep.
But since 2021, there's only been 4 occasions where a team has scored 4 goals in a row without a stoppage or a turnover.
So
Now-
this is goal, centre bounce, only this team has the
Goal.
ball. Goal,
Yep.
centre
Yep.
bounce,
So you
only
don't
this
touch
team
it.
has the ball. 4 goals in a row.
Yes. Yeah.
And who
Sorry.
was it?
Sorry. 3. Sorry. No, it is 4.
It is 4. Yeah,
it
no,
is
no.
4.
It's
And the
you showed
interest-
me. You sent
Yeah.
this to me, and I was
Now,
like, wow.
That may sound convoluted and take a second to get your head around, but the interesting thing about it is all 4 of those occasions were in 2021.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened since.
It was I think it was maybe the post-COVID scoring blitz that we saw
Yes.
after the shortened quarters and, you get out of lockdown. Everyone just wants to play freely. And in the midfield, they're like, fucking, let's go. Let's go, boys. So they're just bang, 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 goal, goal, goal. And even in the grand final that we were talking about this stat on the chat before, that Melbourne blitzed
Yeah,
Western
they got
Bulldogs
3.
against. They only got 3.
But they did it 3 times.
Yes, yeah. So this shows how rare that 4 in a row is
Yeah.
without the other team
So
touching
if you think about the blowouts that the Eagles have been copying, it hasn't happened in an Eagles game.
Yeah.
This year.
That's wild to me.
Yeah.
That is wild.
So
Anyway,
even though there's blowouts, the game is of not such a different style, but of a different style
Yeah.
that it is still contested.
yes, I think it's unique in that way.
Yeah.
That even
So
when
I don't know.
is
I
blitzing
thought that
you.
was an interesting
Yeah,
stat. And
yeah, nice.
I found the original Mason Cox one that I was looking for.
Yeah, go on.
Mason Cox in his career has 59 wins to Patrick Cripps' 53, making Cox the winningest player of the 2.
Fuck, that's depressing.
That is
That's very
very depressing. 59 wins is pretty good from Big Mace.
Well, he's
played
only
his 100th on the
100th
weekend.
game,
He's played
so
his 100th game on the
60%
weekend.
is not bad.
That is not bad, Big Mace. That is not bad. He's been in
That's
good
all
form this
that's
year
all
too.
the stats that I have.
I reckon we go to in other news / other sporting news,
Yes.
boys.
It's been a big
there's been
week
a
in American
big
sports.
other news week day actually today. Mark McGowan, the
Oh, yes.
Premier of WA, has stepped down. Our
resigned.
state daddy has been burned out.
Yep.
Doesn't like it anymore. What do we think, boys? I'm going to throw
I
it to
was
you.
more shocked when Dimmer quit than this.
Well,
to be
it was two
completely honest.
equally shocking moments. We
Yeah,
were
but
talking about this in the car, and it's like I don't know which shocked me more.
Dimmer shocked me more.
Well, a million people didn't vote for Dimmer.
That's
the
true.
difference.
Well,
Yeah,
do
I
the
just don't give a
Tigers
shit
have a
about
million
politics.
fans? Yeah, you know.
Don't. I know you two are very much into
Well,
your politics, but I just couldn't give a
Well, to
absolute
describe,
fuck.
well, if I were to paint you a picture here, Joel, like Mark McGowan's election result that he got in the state
I
election
did see it,
is
yeah.
actually quite similar to a dynasty of 3 flags because it's so unprecedented.
To put it into perspective, the amount that he won by, there's been dictators of states that have won by less.
Yes.
In rigged They don't even rig elections that hard.
Yeah,
Like,
it
it
was,
is insane.
It was
I'm
an
just not a
insane
big
amount. So it
politics
was
person,
for the
yeah.
Labor Party. It was a three-peat. It was the equivalent of like
Yeah.
winning 3 flags in a row.
pushing the Liberals to 3 seats in this state.
Yeah.
It technically made them not even a party because
Yeah.
you need 4.
They had to make their leader of the opposition the Nationals, I think,
Yes,
didn't they?
they
Which
did.
is hilarious.
Well,
Yeah.
in all honesty, they can put Ronald McDonald in as the next premier. I couldn't give 2 shits.
So who do you vote at the
Dear
the
Lord.
elections,
Oh,
Joe?
fucking up.
He can't vote. He's too young.
I drew. I just.
Do you donkey vote? Do you draw a dick? Like, is that what you do? Or do you, I'm grilling you here. Who do you vote for?
vote for? I remember our friend of the
You're
show.
you work in finance, so
he wouldn't
is-
even know. He
is
wouldn't
it-
even know the
No,
parties.
it's a sex party and those ones. I couldn't give 2
All right,
shits.
okay,
No.
all right, okay. So
The
did
meme
you vote?
He goes to the meme vote.
The meme
Yeah,
vote.
the meme
All right,
vote.
yeah, you know, sex party. Fiona Patton's a good lass. You know, she seems all right.
Give it one.
It's,
Fuck, you are into it. I couldn't
dude,
tell you.
I'm
Anyone besides
love
McGowan,
politics.
I couldn't tell you
I'm a
who.
very left wing guy. If you haven't noticed,
But
Joel.
look, it was shocking at first, but the fella's copped a lot of shit. You know, it was death threats leveled at his family. for
Oh,
fuck's
yeah, it
sake.
was like-
bricks
well, it
thrown
was
to his house.
insane.
Every premier
been
in
6 years of it.
Australia, I mean, of the big states, mainly like
Tasmania
Labor
doesn't count.
premiers like Mark McGowan, Anastasia Palaszczuk, and Dan Andrews, both copped like, I would say, a substantial amount of death threats from
and that's
the
directly
Cooker anti-vax
and that's
crowd.
directly related to how they were covered in the Murdoch press.
100%. 100%. So I can understand how that would burn out a guy.
It would.
To
And it's
just be,
if you were thinking of, I'm pretty sure he already said he wasn't going to contest the next election.
nah, Rockingham by-election is
So,
coming.
No, but I think in the past year, he said he
Oh,
probably
yeah,
wasn't
sure,
going
like, yeah, this
So
was
if
his
you're not
last
going to
time, yeah.
contest the next one, now is a good time to get someone new in,
Yep.
to get people familiar with them and capitalize on the
And a little bit of
unlosable,
hot on the presses
unlosable
news.
margin.
Our next premier will almost 100% be Roger Cook, who was the
Yes.
deputy premier. There was a bit of a factional infight.
Well, hey, Dimmer's now free. Kenny
well, Koshy's
might
free.
be free.
Simpson might be
Koshy's
free.
Simpson might be
Basil could be Basil.
What I think we should do
Basil's
here,
Lord Mayor of Perth. Well, first of all,
Nah.
thanks, Basil.
Well,
I just
that
wanted to give
may
you a bit
be-
of insight. into the
I've
Saturday
heard
afternoon
a
team.
bit of a scoop that the Churchland's Liberal seat
yeah.
is his if he wants it.
Basil,
Yeah.
of course, he's going to go
fuck
Liberal.
Basil, eh?
Oh God.
And that's like a that's a
I
done
remember when he
deal.
did an article in the West. He does his little 10 things.
was
every
that when
week,
he said he
Basil.
loves the gays?
Oh, I mean, I think he said that for PR purposes, but he
that-
said
the
he had a
little 10
solution
things
to the
thing that-
homeless people
Oh, yeah.
in Perth, and it was just like, just get them out.
Yeah.
just
That 10 things article that he does is the most incongruent mess.
Yeah,
of
it
a
is.
thing.
It really
the
is.
grammar, the way it's put together, it makes no sense.
It's much like his commentary style when he actually, because he doesn't. If you're too young and you're a young listener of the pod, you might not remember Basil Zemplis commentating primetime footy games. It happened.
Yeah, it's
he
very
used
bad.
to comment if there was a Friday
Olympics
night
as
game,
well were terrible. We did
It
the
was,
Olympics.
he's not good.
So
like
what we're
he's not
saying
a
is,
good
if you
play-by-play
are younger
commentator.
and you have missed it, oh, you're very
The
lucky.
best thing Basil Zemplis has ever provided to anybody
Was leaving
is
the AFL.
is the Brett Kirk. Thanks, Basil. I just
Oh,
wanted
yes.
to give you a bit of an insight into the Saturday afternoon team.
The ultimate meme.
It is the ultimate footy
The
meme.
ultimate copy paste.
And it wasn't even him. It was Brett Kirk.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
Brett Kirk that did it.
Hey, while
next
we're on,
up, we got any other.
while we're on shit journalists,
Yes.
I've got a,
Which one are we going with now?
I've got Damien Barrett's sliding doors here.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
I'm so glad.
Just one of them. Just one of them.
We're only doing one because we could do this every week.
If-
We could just get sliding doors every week and just rip it to
If-
shreds, but we're too proud.
If Peter Dacos got gored in the testicles at age 17, then Port would be number one on the ladder.
Is that what he said in
No,
an article?
I made that one up.
Oh, okay. See, I believed you. I
you know
believed
what?
that's something that Damien Barrett would write. Oh,
That's something he would
lift
steal
your game.
and write as his own.
He would do that. He would do that.
But it's been a big week with American sports.
Yes, well, now the NBA finals are set.
Well, the Heat and the Celtics. That was an
Celtics.
interesting.
Celtics.
Celtics.
You
Celtics.
pronounce it Celtics when you're in American territory.
Okay. Well, I'm not American.
Yeah. Well, neither am I. Thank God.
I'm not a filthy seppo. So the Heat were up 3-0 nothing,
Yes.
and then bottled it to 3-3.
They did after
Push-
Derek
push it to a
White.
game 7.
So in Game 6, Derek White managed to get a tip in with 0.3 of a second
Yep.
remaining on the clock.
And no team has ever bottled a 3-zip lead in an
the
NBA
playoffs.
playoffs.
It's never happened.
And
Derek
it
White,
looked
I
very
must
much
say,
like they were going to.
I would be hesitant to say this if we were talking about an AFL player, but because there is so many degrees of separation to the NBA, I feel like I have license to say this, and he's not gonna get back to me. I don't have mutual friends with him. Derek White is one of the ugliest men I have ever seen in professional sport. No, look at him.
Huge.
You look at Google Derek White right now, Joel. I want to see your reaction to this bloke's head. It is forehead, like 6 inches of forehead. The hairline is back here. It's frizzy. He's got eyes like fucking Doc Brown in Back to the Future. Like, Marty, we have to save your kids. I'm so fucking up. His mouth is weird. His jawline is weird. It's like he's an alien.
Speaking of hairlines set back, have you ever seen the video of how Shaq and Charles Barkley have that show TNT?
Yeah. Inside the NBA.
Shaq
yes.
lost a bet, and if he lost the bet, he had to grow his hair out. Oh. That was the thing.
Yeah, I haven't seen this.
So he rolls into the studio like with like 2 or 3 days growth, and they're waiting for him, and he's like he doesn't want to go in the camera, and he comes out, and it's like halfway back on his head, like it's comically back. It's like in the center, and they're all just paying out on him for like 10.
It's the best.
They're
honestly.
like getting up from the table, just losing it laughing.
That is,
And
I
he's like,
love
"You seen it? You happy?"
Shaq,
Good.
Ernie, Chuck, and Kenny. They are the best. What do you reckon after looking at Derek White there, Joel? Do you think he's an ugly man or a handsome man?
Look, I'd feel very comfortable going into a club next to him.
Yeah, he's in comparison.
Mind you, he's probably like 7 foot, and compared to
so
me,
Joel, how tall are you?
He'd be like Master Blaster from Mad Max if you
How
sit on
tall?
his shoulder.
Just on record again, Joel. How tall are you?
5'2".
So 5'2".
Hang on, I thought it was 5'1 3/4.
He would say that
On
Joel
my dating profiles, it's 5'4".
next to Derek White, he'd go in with Derek
me.
as the wingman to make Joel the hotter one. And you know what? I would agree with Joel there. Joel is hotter than Derek White.
Oh, shout out to Trav as well, who hit Joel with one of the best burns I've ever seen this week.
Oh, it was.
In an AFL fantasy chat, he said that he's Joel piped up with a bit of chest pumping, and Trav said, "Mate, I'm not going to lose to a fella that can't go on roller coasters," which is just very good stuff.
Was this on Saturday?
This is very good stuff.
I missed that one.
It was fucking delightful. It
Yeah,
was
and
very,
then when he
very
did
good.
win, he changed his name in the chat to Joel's dad, which is also a good
Yeah,
touch.
and he made a Photoshop of him as a dad holding like a baby on the little baby harness system and Photoshopped Joel's face onto it.
But
It's
in
very
other,
good.
in other American sports news, the Golden Knights have beat the Stars, so they're
In
into
what sport is that?
that's NHL.
Yeah,
so
the ice
they're,
hockey.
they're into the Stanley Cup against
That's
the
my little
Florida
brother's team.
Panthers, and this one's interesting because neither the Golden Knights or the Panthers have won before. So whoever wins,
Well, the
first
Golden
time.
Knights are a brand
that's
new
cool.
team.
They are a
All
brand
right,
new
first
team. I think
time,
this
yeah.
is the Golden Knights' third,
Sixth.
All
Yeah.
right, very
So-
cool.
I lost a couple of years there.
We've got a lot of football news as well. All of the Premier
Soccer.
League,
Soccer.
soccer football. All of the leagues are now finishing up in Europe. So the Premier League relegations are confirmed. Leicester City goes down to the Championship. Southampton, they've been down for weeks. They were already bottom of the table. And I forget the other one. It was
It was a strange named one. I saw it.
No, I should know it, and I should have written it down. It was Leeds. No, Leeds, famous club
Oh,
Leeds.
Leeds,
So
yeah.
Leicester, Leeds, and Southampton go down, and coming up, one of the teams is Luton Town. Luton Town have the shittest ground in high-tier English football.
Yeah,
So there is.
10,000
I
capacity.
saw a picture of the front of it, and it looks like a house.
It's not the front of it. It's
I've
the
seen IGA doors that are bigger.
The
That's the
thing that,
entrance.
like inside the stadium, like when you're in the, the seating as a fan,
Yeah.
like it's fine, like it's absolutely serviceable.
It looks.
but it's,
You know what it looks like? The inside of it looks like the real flash Italian club out in Malaga.
I don't think.
Have
I've
you never
been there.
seen it?
I've
It's,
never-
it's
I've
like
never
a
been
it's a just a regional soccer team
Okay,
here
yeah,
in
right,
Perth,
okay.
and they have an outlandishly
Well, that's
good
essentially
stadium.
how this team
No,
has
no, no.
started.
The big thing that's been getting a lot of reposting video wise on social media is the away fan entrance
Yes,
into the
that's
ground.
what I saw.
And the
It
away
looks like a
team
house.
entrance into the
It
ground.
looks like an old
no,
house.
it's not just looking like a house. Inside, the stairwell that goes up into the back of the stadium is in basically a British ghetto.
Yeah.
You look out the front of the stairwell.
'cause fuck the
there's
other team.
fucking washing lines and houses a stone's throw away from you. And Erling Haaland is going to be walking up these steps, and
Love
Man
it.
City and Pep Guardiola
I'm
are
it.
going to be
all
walking up
for
these
it.
steps going, what the fuck?
So-
what are we doing?
Opposition
While
clubs
we're on
should
that,
have shitter
Can we
conditions.
can we have a quick recap of Leicester's 9-year run in the top tier?
Yeah, so,
So-
they won the championship.
No, They won the Premier
they
League.
came in. They came in and then they were in for what 2 years and then won.
Yes.
So and that was one of the biggest upsets
And that
in
was like
sporting
2015,
in sporting
I believe.
history.
2016.
2016. It was the same year as the Dogs.
2016.
That was the unbelievable year of the Bulldogs in AFL.
Yeah, and Leicester in the Premier League.
and
then
the
all
Cubs
of their
in
players,
baseball.
except for like Jamie Vardy, got
Yes.
poached. And
Yes.
they were all gone. My
So
laptop's
they
running out,
won
I'm
the
just
they
gonna
won
close
the
it.
Premier League and they won the FA Cup. And
Yeah.
in that 9-year period, now they're relegated.
They're relegated, and they've gone through a few managers since then as well. Oh, just one. Rogers
and
has been
they
sacked.
did that. The most interesting part about that is when they won the Premier League, they were not financed by an oil baron.
Yeah, that is, and it's just they weren't a Big Six club. They weren't, Manchester United, Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea, or Arsenal.
Well, there's only ever been 6 teams that have won the Premier League.
Yeah.
Since 87 or 88 when
Yep.
they instituted it, only
Yep.
6 or
And
7 teams
Leicester
have won.
have now gone down. It's huge. It's awful if you're a Leicester fan, but also it's a silver lining, I think, in some
I think there'll
respects.
be a lot of bandwagoners that are looking at all the gear they bought in the past, back then, and just
But
being
also,
like, what are we
like,
going to do with this?
Leicester are going to chop up that. I think they will finish top of the table in the championship next year. And Jamie Vardy, it's probably going to be his last season. If he wins the Golden Boot in championship, that's cool. That's a good way for him to go out, get him promoted again. Big scenes.
Before
at the
we
end
go
of the year.
out of soccer, I saw a great video it may have been last week and I didn't bring it up, but West Ham played a game and there was a hooligan riot and there was an amazing video of about 40 guys all in black pants, black jackets, hoods up, and they're in quite a thin thoroughfare trying to press through, and there's one guy, and this guy is huge. He's like 6'8",
So, like,
built like
four of me.
built like a brick shit house, swinging. He is single-handedly holding them, all of them back, and they're all trying. And he's just punching it. They're grabbing him. He's throwing him, punching them off, and he's protecting them from coming into where other fans are. And it's just one guy. And a couple of days later, West Ham presented him with like airfares, tickets, everything. Like, come to every game.
That
you are
is
you
amazing.
are a legend.
That is amazing.
And he's just this like the most English bulldog fella that
Yeah.
you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And his name's like Trent or something. It's just amazing.
God, that is awesome. Man,
Amazing.
we don't have that here. We don't have that.
The last thing, just going back to ice hockey, Latvia had stunned the USA in the IIHF World Hockey
Yep.
Championship.
Latvia.
Yeah, not for the gold, for the bronze.
Okay,
But-
still,
So good team.
But
still.
Latvia's got the population of Canberra, so that's fucking unbelievable
They
feat
do
in
have
itself.
and they always have had a
How
very
have
good
the
ice
USA
hockey team.
bottled that?
Bad.
Wow.
Bad.
Wow.
Bad. And F1 Monaco, a lot of people would say it's the worst race of the year, but you
Yeah.
have to have it in because of the history of Monaco and whatnot.
It's just a tax haven for capitalist pig dogs, isn't
Verstappen,
it?
Alonso, and
Well, you're getting
Sebastian
it's
Sebastian
sort of
Ocon.
like- yeah, you know,
Fucking
it's hard
podcast.
for me to keep this bottled in.
Sebastian
Joel.
Ocon managed a third place, and if you've ever seen the meme of a cartoon man on a podium,
Yeah.
drinking the champagne and biting the gold medal,
Yeah.
and then it zooms out and there's like more people above him, and
That's
he's
him?
That was Sebastian Ocon, because
And he's
that's,
like grabbing the ring girl
that
and like
is
fucking.
that is a
and passionate.
fantastic fantastic result for him. And as per the tradition of Monaco, that's exactly how they qualified. Like, it never changes. Qualifying is how the race goes.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
And the most interesting thing about the race had nothing to do with the race itself. The Red Bull car, as we know,
Is the best.
Is unbelievably dominant. The media machine is hyped up about trying to pipe them down. But Perez had a bit of a prang. And depending on where you're praying and depending on what track it is, they'll crane your car up to easily carry it. So everyone got a nice look at what the undercarriage, of what the car, which is the most heavily engineered part of these ground effect cars.
Do you reckon they learned anything?
All of them have openly said, "Oh yeah, we're looking at it."
Yeah.
Like, it's not they're not hiding the fact that they're looking at it.
That is juicy. Oh,
And,
yes.
Interestingly enough, Lewis Hamilton's car, it might have been George Russell, sorry, got lifted up as well, and nobody was.
Nobody
looking at that. Not as good. Not as good.
We do not care. We do not care about this car. It is a bad
Oh,
car.
and interestingly, I'm sure I mentioned it a few weeks ago, but Red Bull is going to be manufacturing their own engines as of next year.
Okay.
And that was because they thought Honda was getting out of F1. Honda's just turned around and said, no, we're staying in F1. So Red Bull's invested a few $1 billion in making their own engines. And now they are saying, well, if we knew you were staying, we wouldn't have done that.
Fucking hell. Yeah, that is mental. I love that you keep giving me these Formula One updates as well, because I'm not going
so
to
we're
watch
back
it.
to we're back to some
not
good
going to.
racing now that Monaco's
What's
done.
next after Monaco? It's
Las Vegas, I
Azerbaijan?
believe.
Azerbaijan. Oh, sorry, what was it?
Las Vegas.
Las
I believe.
Vegas, baby.
If Las Vegas is not the next one, it's the one after.
Yeah, okay, all right.
And it's
okay.
the first year of Las Vegas, so it's going to be very interesting.
All right. Well, I reckon we might wrap it up there, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
think we'll do the mailbag.
We'll
in the
do the
next-
mailbag in the next episode for the
tipping
tipping,
episode.
which we will record directly after this. It will release a day or so after.
And if everyone at home can share this podcast with a mate,
yes,
give us a like on TikTok, Instagram, all that type of
Yep.
jazz.
We've just the TikTok's going from strength to strength. We're up
It
to like
is.
1,100 or so
Some would
followers now.
say
It's
we're going for
very
a purple
cool.
patch.
Some would say we're in career best form.
But
Anyway,
share it with a mate. Let's get this podcast going.
yeah,
Rock and
baby,
roll.
let's do it. Thank you very much.
Sick.
Sweet, I don't pay.
Nice.